Hey everyone, welcome to Experience. My name is Devin Williams. I'm joined here with Kieran Collins, and today we are with Broadneck quarterback and soon-to-be Marist quarterback Josh Ehrlich. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
So to start it off, obviously great season for Broadneck, 8-2. But one thing that stood out when we were doing our research is first game was a loss to Spalding, and then you just rattled off 8 wins. What is that like? And as like kind of the leader as the quarterback position, how do you respond to that loss and motivate the guys?
Well, Spalding was a great team, and we knew that was a challenge going into that game, especially private versus public. But we really competed, and we showed what we could do against Spalding because I think it was tied at halftime, and we kind of just got shut down the second half. But we knew we had some special, especially on offense. And to win the county, it was just a great feeling. And to beat Old Mill for the county championship, we played a great game, offense and defense that time. So we knew we had the talent going into the year. It's just when we were going to get rolling.
Was there anything you did like special as like a leader and like stuff you've learned over the course of your high school career that you were able to instill into the team and like talk to the team to make them recover after that game, I guess?
Yeah, I didn't say much after that loss because we knew it was going to be a tough game, but it was just a complete matter of time. For 4 years, I've played with a bunch of guys and that have been older than me. I've learned the way they've led the team and stuff, and I kind of just brought that all together and try to be a role model for those younger guys because it was kind of our first normal season in 2 years since COVID. So I knew once we got going and we got our nerves settled down that we were going to get rolling, especially on offense.
Mm-hmm. And also, you won the Jim Rhodes Memorial Trophy, which is for the best, I believe it's the best overall player in Anne Arundel County. What was that like?
That was awesome. It was a great night. It was such a great feeling. I was truly blessed to get that in front of, so many other great players in the county, but it's all because of Broadneck. If I didn't go Broadneck, I don't know where I'd be right now. I owe all my success to them and my head coach, Coach Harris, and all he's taught me.
So I guess like talking about like being at Broadneck, but I guess before you even we're going to high school or anything like that, you were known around the area as like a good athlete and stuff. Was there any sort of like, I guess, recruitment process for like high school, like I don't know, checking out other schools and where other schools like hitting you up to try to get you to go to there?
There was. I shadowed a couple of schools. I looked at Spalding and St. Joe and some other private schools up in the DC Baltimore area. And Broadneck, it's close to home. I played with all the Broadneck guys growing up for Cape St. Clair Cougars. And so I knew a bunch of people going in, and I knew I had a shot to compete right from the jump, and it all worked out.
And so going off that, I feel like it is a growing trend. You see a lot more high schools kind of openly recruiting, almost like their colleges to an extent. How do you feel about that kind of progression in high school sports?
I think it's great. I think, if you have the access to these players and you get them up there and they like it, then yeah, scholarships for high school, people want to win too now. So people want to get the best players. So by any means, I think that recruiting in high school is absolutely needed. And especially if you want your school to win.
Respectable. So I guess taking a step back, well, I just while you were in high school, what was it like when you started getting these offers? I believe your first year getting offers was like sophomore year, junior year?
No, actually, so I had a lot of interest as a freshman and a sophomore, and then junior year hit and we didn't play. Yeah. So there was quarterbacks all across the country who did play, who were getting those looks, and recruiting is all about what have you done for me lately. So I lost contact with a lot of big schools. And then, after the junior year and started senior year, starting to pick up again. And I ended up with 3 FCS and 1 FBS. I had Robert Morris, VMI, and Marist, where I'm going, and Navy FBS.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess what was that process like for you? I guess it was harder for you compared to a lot of other quarterbacks, obviously not being able to get the looks.
It was, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah, I love Marist. I love the spot I'm in right now. Hopefully I have a shot to compete right away, but it was definitely frustrating at the time, you know, especially when you lose contact with all those coaches, and there's really nothing you can do about it. You know, they want to see film, they want to see, you know, game film, and I just didn't have that, but I wouldn't change it.
And then you said you think you can compete right away at Marist. So was that kind of the main selling point there, you think, or like what made Marist different from the other schools you had offers from that really intrigued you?
It was, you know, I love the feel of the school and, you know, the size of it and the football program. And I do have a shot to compete right away, hopefully. And that also drew me there. And the football is great. The league is great. We play all across the country. We go to San Diego, we go to Stetson in Florida, Davidson, Morehead State. So we travel all across the country, and yeah, they got a great football tradition, and hopefully I'll get up there and win some games.
Is there anyone you know up at Marist, like any players or like any like close connection with the coaches or anything like that? Any bonds?
Oh, Coach, yeah, Coach P, and Coach Gross. Coach P is the head coach and the quarterback's coach. He's a great guy. You know, I can't wait to kind of learn from him and what he has to teach me and all that. And Coach Gross recruited me to Marist. He's the man. He's their not running backs coach anymore. He's their recruiter and analysis guy now. And he's great. He really sold me to the place. And without him, I wouldn't be at Marist. I'm not sure where I'd be. So yeah, I just can't wait to get up there. I'm super excited to go up and compete.
That's awesome.
And then somewhat back to your high school career. Obviously, you were a 3-sport athlete. Was it always you wanted to mainly play football in college, or did you consider playing your other 2 sports in college?
I always knew I wanted to play football ever since I was little. You know, football has always been number one. I love basketball and baseball, but there's nothing, you can't beat football for me.
Very valid. I mean, how do you think playing these 3 sports in high school has helped with, I guess, each one of them? Like, have they like fit
off me, you know, stay in the game and just kind of compete. You know, once I didn't play during COVID, I kind of learned forgot how to compete. So I had to pick it up again. And I just, you know, basketball's helped with quickness and seeing the whole court, which translates to the field and stuff. And baseball's all hand-eye and skill. And that's, you know, all the tools a quarterback needs, especially. So I owe a lot, you know, to football from basketball and baseball. I've learned a lot.
Was it ever hard to balance these 3?
You know, it was, but all my coaches kind of got together and they knew football always had the main priority, but it never really overlapped a whole lot. And I had great coaches by my side that really worked out with schedules and stuff.
So I feel like you see a lot more kids specializing in one sport, even from a young age nowadays. So would you say you're against that, or how do you feel about that generally?
I wouldn't say I'm against that. You know, if you want to play one sport and that's your dream, then do it. But I would definitely encourage for people to play more than one sport. It kind of, you know, if you're playing football and you're throwing football all year round, that's just not great for your body. It's not great for your arm. You need a break, and, you know, other sports teach you stuff that, you know, for example, playing second this year, I threw all sidearm from second to first in baseball. And, you know, I've learned a sidearm angle in football now too, as you see in the pros a lot with Lamar and Mahomes and stuff. That you can't kind of learn that just from playing football. You got to play other sports, and I definitely encourage anybody to play more than one sport.
So did you ever get any offers or any considerations for these other sports?
You know, both my coaches asked me for basketball and baseball if I wanted to play both or something in college, but I kind of always shut that down because I knew I was full throttle once I get to college with football. But I am going to miss playing basketball and baseball. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll be playing some intramural or something at Marist.
Definitely.
And then kind of shifting focus a little bit, what do you think your experience has been like playing football in this area? Because I feel like it's a very talented area for football specifically. So do you think there's kind of more or less competition around here? And like, how do you think that's affected you?
Oh, it's great competition. And, you know, I've kind of played against the best in the state some years, and I've seen a lot of great players over my 4 years. And I feel like that's going to get me ready for college and the speed, because I've seen, you know, great Ole Mill teams, great Arundel teams, a great Spalding team this year. And the speed of the game is that's it in college. So I think playing against this great competition is really going to get me ready for that.
So I guess talking about all this like good competition, who are some of the best players you've I guess been lucky enough to play with?
Definitely, Ethan Williams stands out as number one. He just transferred from Boston College to UConn now. He was, a great mentor when I was a freshman. He was a senior. I think he had like 20 touchdowns that year. He won the player of the year too. And he was just a great guy to have around. Andre Woods, he's at Notre Dame College. And then, I've played with a bunch of great linemen that have gone on to do great things in college. And especially this year, my senior year team, I think we have 10 guys or so playing college football, 4 or 5 playing Division I. So I had great teams at Broadneck, and kind of all comes back to Broadneck and our winning tradition.
I guess on the flip side, who are some of the best players you've had to play against?
One that stands out, my freshman year, I played against. He's at Maryland now. He's playing linebacker at Maryland. His name's Worm, Jerome Spraggins. He chased me down. I cut back right into him, and the ball went flying up in the air. I've never been hit that hard in my life, but him, who else? Spalding had just so many great players this year too. And then there's so many good players on every team that just this county produces so much talent.
Definitely.
And then kind of bring the focus back to you. Is there any quarterback, either professional or college, that you'd really see as like a comparison? I know it's kind of hard to compare yourself to like an NFL quarterback. It seems like, but is there any like similar play style you see?
Or when you model it yourself after?
Yeah.
I kind of model myself after Matt Corral this year.
Okay, yeah.
I love the way, he has a strong arm, but he's always accurate. And he's got a little sneaky athleticism to him too.
Sneaky.
So
love a sneaky athlete.
Little sneaky athlete over
blue
here.
Guy.
So, yeah. And he's a blue collar guy and he works hard. So yeah, definitely Matt Corral.
It's a funny comparison. Your older brother, I believe he goes to what? Washington Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
How has he been a role model for you? I guess, like, of course, coming before you and being like a really good athlete in the family, and he played at Gilman, right?
Yeah, he played at Gilman, and then he went to Villanova. Now he's at Washington Jefferson, and I kind of follow in his footsteps in every way, especially playing 3 sports. He played 3 sports at Gilman too, baseball, basketball, and football. But he's taught me everything I know, just from competing and everything. He kind of taught me how to compete from a young age, and he's really mentored me, and he's just been a great big brother to me.
He's an incredible athlete. We're watching some of his highlights from Gilman. He's like hit sticks, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would not want to see him across the middle.
Definitely not. So I guess you're preparing to go to college. What are some of the things you're looking forward to being a college quarterback? I guess even just a college student.
It's always been a dream to be a quarterback, especially at Division I level in college. So I'm really excited to get up there for the football aspect. As for the school aspect, it's a great school. Marist has a great reputation, and I just, I can't wait to work in the classroom and on the field.
And then kind of building off that, obviously it's kind of a different level being the quarterback. Have you always kind of craved that leadership role, because it's a different mindset being a quarterback than any other position? Have you always kind of just been into that?
I have, I've always kind of wanted to be the center of attention, even from from when I was little. So, being the quarterback certainly gives you that. But no, I love leading the guys, and I love every second of being a quarterback. Even, the failures when it comes to that, losing some games, it's all blamed on you. Winning games, it's, you get all the glory. So, but I love all of that.
Mm-hmm. So I guess what are your aspirations beyond college? Is it too early to say anything or really think, or do you have any, I guess, like league bound or I guess professional like dreams beyond college and all?
Certainly that's, a dream. I think most people would say that playing in the NFL, but yeah. I just kind of, I want to focus on my college career right now, get up there and then get my degree too. And then who knows what will happen. But I definitely am going to stay around the game of football, whether that be coaching or playing or whatever.
Well, Josh, that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for coming on. This has just been awesome to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it, man. And appreciate you taking the time and all to do it. Any questions for us or anything last things you want us to talk about?
I'm all good. Appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. We really appreciate it, man.